if you watch the news, if you're on the internet, this is the top story for everybody right now. They raided P Diddy, Puff Daddy, Love, his homes in Miami, in California, looking for him, which resulted in them finding some things, but they haven't came out and said they found anything really credible looking for evidence of sex trafficking.
So all that cop work for nothing?
Or the DEA was there though, you know what I'm saying?
DEA was all over the place.
It was all over the place, you know what I'm saying? So, but it ended up, his sons end up getting, uh, end up getting handcuffed. They didn't get arrested, and they got handcuffed because when there's a raid, that's kind of like standard.
Procedure, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So it wasn't no thing. When they left, they went back to, you know, doing whatever that they was doing. What do you think about all this?
I think it's cap. You know what I'm saying? Why I say it's cap is you went ahead and got Homeland Security to raid the crib, right? So supposedly you did all this theatrics because you quote unquote had evidence. Whatever that may be, you didn't divulge that to the public. It's been a couple of days, you still haven't divulged what that evidence is. Okay, cool. You say you was doing surveillance and this was the opportune time to run this raid, and you did it multiple places, Miami, California. Cool. Your target was Sean Puffy Combs, Diddy, Brother Love, right? Didn't get it. That's why I say it's cap. And then another reason why I say it's cap as well is because that all these other people in this industry have been coming out and saying all these stories. Everybody has a Diddy story, all this, that, and the third. So and Diddy has been in the industry since the 90s, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Long time, right?
Probably late 80s.
Long time.
Yeah.
So if there's this growing notion and this growing storyline around this man, there should be no reason why you shouldn't have no evidence to arrest him. So my thing is like, why now?
Mm-hmm.
Because people coming from the 90s talking about, oh, he did this, that, and the third to me back in 1990 something.
Yeah.
You know
yeah.
And then it's funny enough because there's the woman that was sadly to say that got shot in 99 in the club, right? Her whole statement that I didn't know about until later on, that she saw Diddy pull out the gun. She saw it, and she was vehemently and adamantly strong on this stance that it was Diddy that shot me, right? Mm-hmm. So that happened in 99. This is 2024. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? There's so much evidence and so much stuff here. People have all these stories and all this, that, and the third. So you mean to tell me this one dude is just so lit, he could get away with all this shit? Mm-hmm. How? And then my question is, why now? You know what I'm saying? If you've been having dirt all this time, it just makes the justice system look ass. Because if you're the justice system and you're supposed to be here protecting people and protecting innocent people, you wait 30 years and now want to do something, and then when you do it half-ass. Come on. But when you raiding Pookie in the hood, when you raiding the Bloods and the Crips in Brooklyn, you get everybody, right? When you do a raid, there's 30 people arrested. Mm-hmm. But when you raid in Diddy crib, you don't get nobody. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Like the what's the word I'm looking for? Like if you go on Instagram and you go on TikTok, the memes is hilarious.
Oh yeah, the memes is funny.
They're hilarious. And then on top of that, I mentioned the artist Shine earlier. For those who don't know, Shine was a bad boy artist. And Shine only album was the year 2000. The incident happened in 1999. Shine was the one that took on the charge and was convicted and I think Shine did 10 to 20 years if I'm not mistaken. I could be.
He did about 10 years or
Did
something.
about 10. And yeah, so it would, and I had mentioned him earlier as his must-hear album, and that was his only album. Obviously, he missed a lot of all his prime being in jail. So I think I'm with you. I think this whole situation is capped because they wasn't looking for Diddy. You see what I'm saying? Because he's on a plane somewhere, right? They stopped his plane, and he wasn't on the plane, right? So he's not at none of his homes. He does have his children with him, but the statement that is being released through his lawyer. His lawyer is not obligated to produce him physically. So,
Mm-hmm.
so all this shit is for flavor. This has no real pudding on what you guys are looking for. If you're looking for evidence of trafficking, there was none. Now they tried to catch his assistant. His assistant is an ex college basketball player. I think he used to play for Syracuse. And his assistant had some sort of drugs on him that he was supposedly delivering to him for recreational use. That's the best y'all got on
All
somebody.
that cop work.
Right. So all the extra cop work for what? For 2 lousy bags? you know, you know what I'm
Don't you
saying?
take your ass home somewhere?
You know what I'm saying? Let me worry about my snitch. You know what I'm saying? So again, like it's just a lot of
Fluff. It's a lot of
but
they juking the stats. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
definitely juking the stats, and mainly because of the melanin. That's what it boils down to. There's an agenda on this particular brother that, and not to say that self accountability shouldn't be a part of this, because when you play in a fire, you're going to get burned. So there's some self accountability that he has to accept. But also, all this for 2 lousy bags. Ain't nobody saying nothing about Vince McMahon and the things that he got going on. So
No, ain't nobody raid his crib.
nothing.
Homeland Security, DEA, all over the place. Nobody at his crib. You know what I'm saying?
And none of Vince McMahon stuff is alleged.
It's
His stuff is real. Like is in detail of Vince McMahon stuff that he is saying from his mouth.
y'all don't got no not saying, and I'm not saying that these victims that are coming out, that what they're saying is not true, but again, like, there has to be evidence. So you mean to tell me Homeland Security went out there to do this raid on a whim? Where's the evidence? What smoking gun did y'all have to justify a judge signing off on this warrant to go raid his cribs? And not only California, it's Star Island in Miami. You know what I'm saying? Like, what evidence did y'all have? Y'all ain't do this for Epstein. Y'all ain't do this for Harvey Weinstein.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ain't do no raid for that nigga.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all still ain't do no. Y'all still ain't talking about Vince McMahon. Still. I'm just saying this: if everybody's doing the same buffale, then everybody should get the same treatment. Mm-hmm. Why is it one person is getting a raid and the next person you quiet on set?
Right.
Don't talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say, again, that's a very good point. That's why I say all this shit is cap. Mm-hmm. You can't make me believe this shit is more so on some shit where it's like it's sensationalized television as a means of distraction for something else. Mm-hmm. I don't know what that something else is, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
they saying in the chat, it's the lawsuit that Diddy has on the liquor company. See that the liquor company could have a smear campaign on top of the fact that this young man is saying this over here, on top of the fact that, you know, his name is not good in the street. So now all these companies, like, so it's a combination of stuff. So that liquor company is not the smoking gun of all of this. They just have accounts where they funnel news to say, like, yeah, Puffy's a scumbag, this, that, and the third. That's what they can control of, but they not in control of everything because that liquor company is a big company, but they not the smoking gun for all this happening. You know what I'm saying? And that's why their situation is like that because Puffy has the power to sue them, which he has. So at the end of the day, this is a whole lot of nothing for nothing, and it's more so the tearing down of this brother, regardless that he has to take some sort of accountability to whatever that he's done. Even
Right.
the things that's alleged of him, alleged is alleged, right?
Mhm.
But there's some things that he probably has done that he hasn't paid the penalties and the acts for that's come around in his karma that he has to go through this, but it's a whole lot of nothing trying to tear him down. So I'm not saying I'm rocking with Diddy,
I'm just saying,
you know,
prove it.
right? Gotta prove
Prove it without a reasonable doubt. You know what I'm
right.
saying? That's how the justice system works, right? Okay, then prove it. All this fluff that y'all doing don't make no sense. And then it's like y'all picking and choosing when y'all want to go ham on people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All these allegations, all these stories, there's all this stigma about Diddy and all this buffale. Now people coming out with these stories and da da da. So what that makes me realize is a lot of y'all was part and parcel to what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So when the funny business was going on, you ain't say nothing. So you ain't seen nothing. All you know is tires. You ain't know nothing.
That's all they know. Jojo knows tires. Rubble,
You
rubble.
ain't. So you complicit in it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You saw something that wasn't right. You saw something that was against the law, and you ain't say nothing. You turn your head. Oh, that ain't my problem. But then years later, it's like, yeah, I remember when I was in the studio, I seen this, that, and the third. But you ain't say nothing.
Right.
But now you want to say something. So it's like, miss me with all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Especially when you got somebody who blatantly has text messages and all this evidence against them, but you don't got no feds raiding his crib. How you let Vince McMahon go shitting on the girl's forehead and violating her and having mad other wrestling big brolic dudes running through her like which is crazy.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But you don't go after him, but you go after Diddy. Man, stop it, son. Stop.
And the defecation part is not even the worst part about it because
It's not.
I'm
It's the sick part, but it ain't the worst part.
right. That's the sick part. I'm pretty sure she rather get shitted on than to get set up for a whole train to get ran through like she's a whole Royal Rumble, like her body's a Royal Rumble. Like yeah, tag him and yeah. Nah, my theme music is coming on. This is my turn. Like imagine that. Like you know what I'm saying? He got Royal Rumble style like trains on the chick. You know what I'm saying? Like one dude is knocking her off, or you hear somebody else theme music, oh that must be it. That must be the next wrestler coming in here. Oh,
Mm.
the going off. Like you feel what I'm saying? Like they having Royal Rumbles as orgies in Vince McMahon crib or whatever that they doing it, and you don't hear nothing. That those are sex crimes. Now if she's down for the pound, then it is what it is. But obviously we seen otherwise. So yo, shout out to Roman 12 in the building.
Shout out, you going crazy already.
Yeah, yeah,
Shout out to you.
yeah.
But yeah, it's just again, it's a laughing stock. It's a joke. It's like this whole system is flawed, it's broken. It's like it can't be fixed. You gotta wash this shit away, start anew, because it's like everybody is part and parcel. I'm calling out judges, prosecutors, everybody who turned a blind eye. Because
Mm-hmm.
it's like how many times has even with the Sean situation, you know what I'm saying? You have somebody that was there that got shot and she telling you who actually shot him. You know what I'm saying? You drop the ball. So it's like if you getting your palms greased, pause, right, and put money in your coffers,
No,
you partial to the shit. You know what I'm saying?
uh,
If you accepting blood money, you part of it.
mm-hmm,
So don't try to like come back and like, oh, I want to save face now. Nah, son.
mm-hmm.
Nah. You gotta get hit with some charges too. You know what I'm saying?
That's,
So I'm not saying that he didn't do it. I'm not saying that he did. I'm just saying like the way they went about it is all cap, is bullshit. And it's like he's still out and free. So what was that? What was the whole point?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on it.
I agree. Shout out to Rowan 12. Happy birthday. Hey, yo, I just turned 21. Shout out to you, my brother. I hope you.
Shout out.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, Aries gang in the building. You know what I'm saying?